Hi, everyone. Dr. Maria Sampalis. Thank you for watching Facebook Live today. I have the founder, Dr. Giannie, today with us from the Chiasm. Hi, Doc. How are you doing?
Hi, nice to see
Uh,
you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for joining us today. Can you give us a little bit of background on yourself?
So my name is Dr. Giannie Castellanos. I'm an optometrist. I love pediatrics and myopic control, and I also love the entrepreneur part of it, opening businesses and tech companies.
Yeah, the entrepreneurial part's a great part of optometry, and a lot of doctors love doing that. And it's great to see women like yourself really, taking advantage of it and doing great things in the industry. Can you tell us about the chiasm, how it started, what it's all about?
Of course, with every new product, usually you're trying to solve a problem. And so I was just very frustrated myself being an OD that had to send a lot of referrals every day. I thought it was just so difficult to get in touch with specialists that I thought there should be a better solution. I hated the fax machine. I always got in fights with that thing. So I created a digital referral platform that allows you to connect directly to the specialist without a phone call, without a fax machine, and made it very simple process to connect back and forth.
Yeah, I'm using it. I think it's a great platform. It's been awesome for my office manager. And she doesn't have to do with all that extra stuff because it's right there. It gives great information to be able to contact with different professionals. How did you come up with the idea? Like, just did it just come up out of the blue, or is it just like through problem solving? And
Well, I came up with just a simple form at first, and then I realized we needed to put all the providers in there. So we just spent the last year putting every single provider in the United States. So if you're a doctor, if you find yourself, you could go ahead and verify your account to receive referrals. I wanted to make it easy for everyone to be able to connect, whether you're a paid account or a free account. So it started off as a simple idea and grew into this big platform now that we have for everyone to connect.
yeah, a lot of doctors are always looking for referrals. They want to expand on a specialty of their practice. This is one way to do that, right? So can you tell us how we can get more referrals using this platform?
So if you're opening practice cold, if you're going into myopic control, dry eye, med spa, if you love, let's say, treating glaucoma, I would recommend you reaching out to PCPs, pediatricians in your area, or other ODs or ophthalmologists, and let them know that all they have to do is find you on the directory and add you to their favorites, and they could just send a patient. This is how you could see that you're actually getting leads from PCPs and pediatricians. What happened to me was that I was going there and pediatricians were telling me they were sending me 20 referrals a day. And I'm like, where are these referrals? They were just giving them a business card. And a business card to a patient, it gives them too much homework. This way, the doctor says, I'm just going to send the patient, the doctor's going to contact you. And now all the guesswork is out. The patient feels very comfortable, and you have that direct lead from that patient. So it's great, great way to build that relationship with PCPs and with new patients.
Yeah, I think that's a great way, right? I think that's one of the benefits of sending referrals, right? So the patient automatically goes to you, not that the business card gets lost, or hey, that might be too much work, or I called and I couldn't get through. They're closed Wednesday. It's automatic, so they might look for somewhere else. So I think this is a kind of a great way to be hands-on with a referral. Is there any other benefits in referrals through the chiasm?
One of the things that I always say is when someone asks you for referrals, whether it's a neurologist, a neuro-ophthalmologist, an ophthalmologist, a retina specialist, and I'm talking on behalf of ODs, is ask them when was the last time they sent you a patient. I know that we are kind of like the main primary care physicians, but out of all the patients they see, when was the last time that they found a patient that would you could treat? So you really want to make them aware of that. Also, co-managing. When was the last time you received a co-management check? And we're able to really follow up with that patient. We have a tracking system within the platform that allows you to make sure that you get your patient back, that you're able to co-manage, and you get the records. So it's holding people more accountable and
That's
bridging
right.
that gap.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's bridging the gap for a lot of things for a lot of optometrists, and taking a lot less time off the front desk, right? It's helping doctors with that,
Exactly. I
especially with
mean,
the staff shortages now, right?
that's correct. I mean, how much time does it take for you to call an office versus just sending them a message? And the other day, I had a narrow angle glaucoma, and all these offices, they didn't have doctor hotlines, so I had to sit there and wait and wait. If because that's an emergency. I sent it through the referral process digitally, but I still wanted to call. Imagine having to do all your routine referrals that way. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's so antiquated. It's so time consuming. It's so costly to us too. And
It is.
what do we get out of sending the patient? Because we don't really get anything except for you're connecting the patient to the right person. And so we want to make sure we connect to that right specialist. We make sure that our patient goes to that specialist for liability. But when you send a fax, you don't get anything back. So dead
Yeah.
end street. Hmm.
Is it easy to send a digital referral? I mean, so for some docs are, not tech savvy, or they might have older staff and things like that, or people that don't want to try anything new. Is it easy to do
If the
a digital referral?
if the person knows how to use it like an online yellow pages, it's pretty much easy. You just search the doctor's name, you hit refer my patient, and you just put the patient's information. The most difficult thing may be to just create your own free account, and all you have to do is just make sure you click the one that says free. It says it twice on there. But no, it takes about, I would say, a minute to send a referral.
Yeah, we set up an account. It was pretty easy when we did it. And how easy is it to like actually verify your account?
So for Florida doctors, it's even easier because we have all the doctors' emails that were tied to their NPIs in the system. For doctors outside of the state, it's easy to verify your account, but you want to make sure that you send a referral to an account that is verified. If they're not verified, you want to contact that specialist first and say, "Look, I want to start sending the hundreds of referrals I send through this platform. Can you just please verify your account?" To actually verify your account, it's super simple. If any doctor goes on there, you just go to the directory, you search your name. If all the information was in the MPI correctly, you will find yourself. You just hit verify my account, and it's going to ask you for like two informations, your NPI and your email. And
Yeah.
it'll send you a secure email that gets back at you just to confirm it. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty easy, right? And then to receive a referral is pretty easy too, right? Like you'll get like a notification saying, "Hey, this patient needs to be seen by you."
So if you're on the free account setup, what you're going to get is a HIPAA compliant secure email. And the email is going to say, you received the referral from Dr. Sampalis. Would you like to accept or decline the referral? And when you accept it, it's going to send you a link. It's going to send you into the Chiasm where you log in and you can see all the patient's information. So it's pretty much easy. If you're on one of the paid accounts, you're actually going to receive a text message, an email, and you have an inbox that you could check.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Here, we sent you 3 messages. Respond back."
Yeah.
So it's good. Yeah, I mean, text messages is a lot easier for some offices. We do text message to our patients and things like that. So I think that's a good option.
I just think it's so hard sometimes to build a relationship with a referring doctor. And I can see both sides. I receive referrals and I send referrals. So when I'm receiving that referral, if we make a mistake with that first initial referral that doctor sent to us, they may never send us a referral again. So I want to be ready. I want to be ready for that referral. I want to make it easy for them and I want to respond quickly so that I build that relationship so that I could get all their patients to come that need my care.
Yeah. Yeah, because it has been hard to get doctors. Like I started my site in the practice and and I sent out information to doctors, and it's hard to get, referrals to build those relationships. So how would you recommend reaching out to some of these referring doctors?
The way I like to do it is first, I actually like to call, find out the office manager's name. Okay, once you find out the office manager's name, you call back and you ask directly for that office manager by their name so that they think you already know the practice. I like to let them know what insurances we're on. I like to let them know what services, and then I try to follow up with them in 2 or 3 weeks and bring them business cards. I think it's important. I know everybody wants to do everything virtual, but people treat you differently when you come to their practice. You may ask them what time. Some people now with COVID might have certain times that they feel more comfortable, and you start building that relationship. Once I do that, then I tell them, listen, it's super easy on my third meeting with them, whether it's on the phone, virtually, or in person. I just show them the platform and I tell them this will be the easiest way for your patients to get to me. You won't have to worry about the insurances. The insurances are going to be listed there. If you click an insurance I don't take, you're going to get an alert to either bypass or receive or still send that referral.
Yeah, how does the platform work in general? Like I think it's pretty easy for a lot of doctors. It's not a big learning curve.
It's pretty simple. As long as you know how to pretty much type the person's name and date of birth and insurance number. I recommend a lot of times that optometrists delegate this to their assistant or their front desk. As the patient is walking out, they could go ahead and send the referral, give the patient a printout, and your referral has been taken care of. All you have to tell your staff member is your ICD-9 code, excuse me, ICD-10 code. And still back in the old days. And the staff member should be able to do that for you. So very, very
Yeah,
easy.
it's very easy. I like I said, I've delegated to my office manager. She takes care of it. She does it. It's been pretty easy, and it just took maybe a couple hours just to set it up and get in, like really look at it. So like
Right.
an hour or so. So downtime is what can be helpful to do that.
You know, I
So what are the big? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think it's just pretty much changing our habits, our bad habits, and really taking control more of management of our referrals to increase, that relationship that we have with the patient, the doctors that we're sending to or receiving, and making sure that we don't have what's called referral leakage. And I don't think we really focus on that. And as a profession, we don't worry about that as much. We don't think of referrals coming in, or we don't really worry about the referrals going out. We just do. We're not thinking as much.
Yeah. So one of the big things that doctors will ask about any software is cost. What are some costs? And I know you had different tiers of the software.
So we do. So our I always, like I said, I made this program really thinking of an OD. What's going to help an optometrist. So it's free for you to send as many referrals as you want. You don't. It's free completely. If you want to send, receive referrals, and manage referrals, we call that a referral coordinator package, and that
Mhm.
package is 150 a month. And the reason why we think that is, what's the cost of one referral? Especially a surgical referral. If you get one surgical referral in one time, you pretty much pay our platform for a year. Our second plan is called our referral connector. And that plan you could send, you could receive, you could coordinate, and you could network. And that's where we introduce you to local referring doctors. And we spotlight you in our newsletters and our social media. And that one's 250. But like I said, if you want to send, you could send as many referrals as you want for free. And you could also receive, if you are in the database and you verify your account, you could receive the referral. You just won't be able to communicate back with the referring physician. They'll just see that you accepted the referral and that you're working on it. They don't know when the patient has an appointment or the medical records.
Yeah, because I think that's important, right? Because a lot of us in our medical records have to write like patient was seen, follow up to make sure that they were followed up, right? Because it is, like you said, a lot of docs need it for liability reasons. You send it out, maybe they get lost, right? So this is kind of one way to really verify and have it as a system. Say they got it, they made the appointment, things like that. So I think that's important in getting information back, and maybe things that you can easily download and scan into your EMR. Am I correct?
That's correct. That's an interesting point. When I was working in a corporate practice, I was audited by the insurance plan. I mean, everybody hates that, and they asked me for a referral log. Referral log. I didn't read that. I didn't know we had to have one. So inside the system, even if you're using it in a standard basic account, you will have a referral log showing all the referrals that you sent and their timestamps. So for liability purposes, it's there to protect you.
Yeah, that's a great thing. Anything else you want to add about the software that for our listeners?
Just that, I think that a lot of times ODs, we complain a lot about everything. We always want things better. And so if you are a specialist inside of optometry, start using this platform, because it's a great way for you to grow your myopic practice, your dry eye practice. And one of the things that I'm a huge advocate for, and we do 4 events a year, and one of the events is about optometrists referring to other optometrists. And I know that that's like this concept, that people really don't understand as much, and they think it's weird. And I tell my patients, you know what? I'm really good optometrist and I'm really good at this, but someone is so much better than me in scleral lenses. I've done sclerals, but I'm at the point where I know someone could do it better. So I explain that to the patient. I have a good relationship and I refer it out. And it's okay. And that patient is co-managed. So start co-managing and start referring within our profession, because we could really help that patient get all the care they need within one specialty.
Yeah, we're also helping our profession grow, right? And take the
Exactly.
perception of patients and, not really built. A lot of these ophthalmology offices are really built from optometrists. So,
Exactly.
let's figure out how we can all work together and do that. I just filled in for a doctor last week who was deployed, And I asked, like, where's the visual field? You know, where do you guys refer? We've heard an ophthalmologist send it back. I'm thinking, hey, I have a visual field. Like, come send them to me, you know, and I'll send them back. And we, you know, you do low vision, I'll send you the low vision, you know, things like that. Just, you know, find ways to work together instead of seeing each other as competitors. And you know,
Mhm.
have that relationship because we are all in it together to build optometry, right? So and advocate
Exactly.
for optometry. And I think
And
I think this interdoctor referral is a great way to do it.
right, and whether you're in a corporate setting, a private setting, or any of the combinations. I used to send my patients, so I'm a private practice, and I used to send my patients to a Walmart because my
Yeah.
really good friend had a topographer and I didn't. And you know, it worked really well. The patients would go there, they would still come back to me, he would give me the records, and I didn't have to send them 30, 45 minutes away. They were charged a lot less. The patients were very appreciative. It was a great relationship. Now I have the topographer and it's broke, so it goes in a different way.
But it's also, I think a lot of patients will be seen quickly in optometry offices too. We're not seeing 60 patients a day. We're not seeing, you know, an older patient. So we can kind of be efficient and get patients what they need quickly. And a lot of people nowadays with COVID, they appreciate being in and out, but they also
Mhm.
for their time, right? So they're not here stuck for 3 hours to get a topographer or a visual field. And I think that's a great way to do that, to help each other grow and you know, build relationships.
Exactly. I agree so much with that. And then some of the homework I want to say, I'm going to give two homework assignments. That's right.
Oh, you're giving us home. Why are you
I
giving
am.
us homework now?
I'm going to one, find yourself on the directory, verify your account. It takes 2 minutes. It doesn't cost you anything. You'll go up higher in your Google search. And the second thing is run a report in your office and see when was the last time you received a referral from someone. And and check too if you're sending the referrals to that specialist, when was the last time they've sent you a referral versus how many you sent. So start to look at that if it's important to you.
Well, tell us. There's two things that came out of this conversation that I was like, light bulbs went off for me. Like, okay, Google search. So if we sign up with the Castellanos, tell us about that, and because a lot that's a big issue. That's a big thing for a lot of doctors now, right?
That's
Tell
right.
us why. Just verifying it, not doing anything, just for that reason.
Well, because now you're going to have accurate information that's in another website, so it actually ranks you higher in the Google listings. The other thing is that on one of the things I didn't mention was on this platform, if you have an enhanced account or a premium account, you could receive referrals from patients. Like a patient could find you through Google search and actually just submit a form that says they want an appointment. And it's happened to me a few times already where I come up and I get an email saying I have a patient requesting an appointment through the Chiasm.
Yeah. The other thing that popped up was, hey, see how many referrals you send out and how many they send you back. So that was kind of one thing where I have a retina specialist in the area, and I have different ones that I send to, but sometimes it's right down the street from my older patients, and he's very great about getting them in right away. And I was thinking, hey, sometimes he gets them, you know, even if they just need something simple as eyeglasses or, you know, contact lenses. Who is he sending that? I haven't seen anyone new. So that's light bulb, and that's a conversation I think I want to have with him over the phone to let him recognize that. How much revenue am I driving to his practice, besides just, you know, for the liability and base patient care, but also what is he sending back to me as a thank you per se?
Right. So, you know, we don't expect for every patient to every specialist we refer to send a patient. We're referring our patient with really no certain expectations that they're going to send all these new patients to us. Like, but what I'm saying is evaluate. If you sent 1,000 referrals last year, where's the relationship? You're telling me that out of 1,000 patients, there wasn't one patient that needed eyeglasses. Maybe he did surgery. That patient found him on Google. He did a retinal detachment, did surgery. Now the patient needs a new pair of glasses. Now, one of the things that ophthalmologists say is, oh, well, we just we tell them your name. We don't have time to send a referral, but we make time to send the referral. Our front desk makes time to go in and write the information and send them the referral. So they've gotten out of that habit because we haven't asked it for them. So what we're saying is to send referrals when it's appropriate and needed, to go that extra step to build a relationship the other direction. And all they
Right.
would have to do is just send the patient, you know, Miss Garcia, you did great on your surgery today. I'm going to send you to Dr. A. So, is it okay if I send her your information? I'm going to let her know that you just had surgery so she understands what's going on. And I'm going to send that referral to this optometrist that does a great job. So it's the same thing. It should go both ways.
Sure, yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Facebook Live today. It's been a while since I'm trying to get her on for a while. It's just busy schedule. You're a busy person. You're an entrepreneur in the industry, and it's great to have females like you kind of show the younger females out there that you can get it done with everything that you do, and be successful. So it's truly an inspiration, and a good role model for younger ODs that are watching.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I know that we've spoken a few times over the phone, and I love your feedback and all the information and having me on this Facebook Live. One thing that I did start saying this last year is because people are like, "How you're so busy? How do you have so much time?" I don't say anymore that I don't have enough time. We make time, and so there's hours at night that we could work, or in the morning. So that's pretty much how I get all these things done, and having
Yeah.
surrounded by amazing people. So thank you so much for helping me get this information out, for supporting the Chiasm, for being an early adapter. I really appreciate it, and truly, my heart is in the place where I created it. I do this for a passion. I do this aside from my other private practices and all the other things that I manage. I do this because I feel like there's a need for it. And I think that we should all really realize that there's so much we're missing in these referrals.
Yeah, there is definitely. What is the website or and a
Oh,
contact information of somebody?
that's great. So it's www.thechiasm.com. I'm sure everybody on this podcast should know how to spell the chiasm. And the email, if you have any questions, our email is info@thechiasm.com. And you could also find me on my LinkedIn page, The Chiasm or Giannie Castellanos. I love being on LinkedIn. I'm not as good as Facebook, hence it took me a little longer to get on here today. But if you have any questions, or even if you have any questions just about building your referral practice, just reach out to me.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too.